And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
And away we go, a rare home game. Don't get used to it, Jackson. Tomorrow, are you excited for Full Moon Barbecue? I'm excited for Full Moon Barbecue. Wes, I know you're excited for Full Moon Barbecue. We will be at Full Moon Barbecue tomorrow.
You guys are going to bring me some, right?
Yes, of course.
Of course we are. All right, what's your go-to meal at Full Moon Barbecue?
Oh gosh, it's been a while, but I used to really like their brisket plate. That's 'cause I'm a brisket guy.
All right. Fair enough. The potatoes are like on steroids. They are supersized potatoes there at Full Moon Barbecue. But we are going to start our pilgrimage to Full Moon beginning tomorrow. And then, this is kind of the unofficial start to the college football season, is when we're out of the studio 4 days out of the week. So, scrimmage number 2 took place in Rocky Top. How are you, West Neighbors, by the way?
I'm doing good. Good to be here.
It is good to be here. And if you'd like to join us, you can do so on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. But I will tell you, we are T-minus 14 minutes away from Jerry Glanville joining us. And then in hour number 2, we'll open it up to your phone calls. 256-576-4977 is the telephone number. So let's talk about scrimmage number 2, Coach Heupel.
Good day out there. Excuse me. Good energy on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Got some good special teams work. Did some normal drive work, but got some coming out, and then finished it with some overtime. Plays on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Offense got some things going early. I thought defense did a really good job in the middle part of the scrimmage, getting off the field. Third down, defense was really strong for the most part, and in the overtime, I thought the defense did a great job. They played really good football in the overtime period. So all in all, good day's work. 2 weeks away from kickoff, 2 and change, and got a lot of things that we got to continue to clean up on both sides of it. The communication side, I thought could have been better offensively, just some of the mechanic stuff. But all in all, good work. It also lets us know where we got to improve before we get to Nashville.
Well, and on the subject of that Nashville game, there was one in particular position that I thought would catch your ear a little bit, Wes, and that is at the center position for the Volunteers.
We've had multiple guys going at center, like I said, when I talked about Cooper being out. Thought all those guys, handled it as far as the communication once they got the play call in a really positive way. I think our protection with the one group in particular has been pretty sound for the most part, and those guys got to continue to grow. We'll find out, as we continue to finish up training camp, where we're at with who will run out there with the first group the first day, first game.
Yeah, Cooper Mays is good. He's experienced, has a lot of experience. So it's like one of those things where, like I say all day yesterday, you don't want to roll anybody out there that doesn't have a lot of experience. Hopefully, the young guys, you won't have a big game in the first 2 or 3, and by the 5th or 6th game, they'll know a lot, but they won't know everything because everybody's studying what you do. And once they find how they can take advantage of you, they will. if they run
copycat,
yes,
is that what you're telling me?
Absolutely. They're going to make you prove that like somebody does one move on you and it works. Guess what? You're going to see that the rest of the year, and that's what happens.
Show me you can stop it.
Yeah. So, like the blitz, I guess 2 years ago, remember Texas A&M kept running the blitz and Alabama sliding the wrong way, and everybody ran it from there the rest of the year. It's just part of it.
Well, that is just a few of the clips there from Josh Heupel. I've got a few more. Jalen Wright was talked. He had 2 different questions. He was getting peppered, at least by the media. He is a tailback for the Volunteers.
Yeah, he's been healthy throughout the course of training camp. His body's dramatically different. He's one of the guys that we recognized as we started training camp just for what he had done in the offseason, the changes that he had continued to make to his body. Been very intentional in his work. He's continued to grow, and just being able to have a championship mindset, be able to reset from play to play with passion, not playing just straight out of emotion. Been great with the young backs. He's been a great leader, great teacher for those guys. He's into it when he's not even the guy that's getting the reps. On the football side of it, he's a guy that, as you said, early in his career, just wanted to run around everything and just use his speed to his advantage. That's how he had kind of developed as a young back in high school with some of what they did. He can still do all those things, but he's got really good vision. He understands blockers. He understands how to use them. He delivers double teams to the second level. He finds space. His vision on the backdoor cuts is grown. He's doing it at the right time. He's playing at a really high level.
So something to keep an eye on right there, Jalen Wright at the tailback position. Kirk Herbstreit was a guest on the Pat McAfee show earlier in the week, and once again, this is not the first time Kirk has been boisterous on the Pat McAfee show about the Crimson Tide, but this is the back and forth earlier in the week. I believe this was on Monday on the Pat McAfee show.
Alabama's the one team where you brought it up. Last year Pollock said everybody made a big deal on social media that he said it right in front of Nick's face that Georgia's the new bar, and you almost have to say that after they won back-to-back national championships. Mm-hmm. And not only that, what are they, preseason number one, and no one's expecting them to drop off. I sure as heck don't think they're going to fall off, even if they don't win at all. So they are like the new bar. But guess what? Nick Saban's still the head coach at Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
And history tells you that when people say the things that they're saying, yeah, they suck, they're done, it's over, go to Vegas and put something on Alabama, because history shows that if there's a quote-unquote down year for them, the next year they end up winning it all. So I'm going to need to see it to believe it, that Alabama is not going to be in the SEC championship in 4 quarters away from having a chance to get right back in the playoff and having a chance to win it all again. I don't even know who their quarterback is. I know who the contenders are, but I don't even care. I don't care who their quarterback is.
That's what I've been saying. Nobody listens to me. They're a talented team. They have a very talented team. They have holes. They have to put some stuff together. We've talked about that. They got to get better. They got to improve every week. They play some good teams. I mean, really good teams in the West. They play Tennessee, which is a very good team. Play Texas, which is a good team.
Most talented roster in college football, according to Urban Meyer.
Texas.
Yeah,
they have. Well, they don't have Bijan Robinson. I'm sure they have somebody that is young that'll be good.
Yeah.
They have a good quarterback and they have a good defensive line that gave us fits last year. So hopefully Alabama's learned from that. The thing that not a lot of people are talking about is how do you prepare for Alabama? Defensively, how do you prepare for them? You watching Notre Dame's film? Think about that. How much?
Well, how many times have we heard, though, new coordinators, same system? I
don't think that's the case this time.
Yeah. Going old school. Running back old school.
Yeah, I think, it's going to be interesting to see.
Well, I know what Nick would say.
But I think I've been kicking him in the ass a little bit more than I've been patting him on the ass, so we'll just keep on keeping on.
Yeah, he
keep on keeping on.
He just has this way of doing it.
Keep on keeping on.
He's not loving them down when they need to.
No, I loved that phrase from Pat Dye.
Coach Dye. Yeah.
Man.
So,
loving them down.
It's there's no loving them down. He's telling you like it is, whether you want to hear it or not.
Brian Kelly also spoke to the media. Oh, where was that? Edge positions of trying to affect the quarterback.
Well, at the jack position, obviously you mentioned OV, but Swinson's done a really nice job on third downs for us. He's been a real good pass rusher for us, and I think the combination of those two guys has been really nice for us. We like what we see there. Parashand is coming on as a complement to Savion. Savion's been outstanding. So we like the edges in terms of what is moving forward for us. Some of the young players are coming on, Womack, Wiggins, they're making progress. And then we think, we've got some really good depth at the defensive tackle position. So feel pretty good about the progress that's been made there. I think Coach Jancik's done a really nice job. Looking for that group to really have an impactful year.
One name that was brought up, Mason Smith, of course, coming off that injury against Florida State last year, and evidently is hitting a little bit of a wall.
Yeah, I mean, I think, he's been banged up a little bit. Nothing that, I think we're overly concerned with. There's no structural damage to any joints or, things of that nature. But, look, he's been out for a year, and everything hurts a little bit more after coming back into it. But, we got to be careful with him. Again, I think Owen Stanley and Mason have a really good relationship in terms of what can I do and what I can't do. He had an ankle sprain, nothing that we were really too concerned with, but we're concerned with everything, right, when you have a player of his caliber. So we're going to be careful with him.
There you go. That is Coach Kelly. Let's go ahead and take our first time out. Jerry Glanville joins us on the other side.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're starting to see more and more of them on the road in Huntsville, Madison, and North Alabama. And we've got them in stock, on the ground, ready for you to test drive. Hi, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and I'm talking about the all-electric Mustang Mach-E. Come experience the torque, exhilaration, and technology of our all-electric 2023 Mach-E, and you'll see why folks are leasing and buying them as fast as we can get them. And that's not to mention you may qualify for a $7,500 tax credit. Woody Anderson Ford is offering financing as low as 2.9% for 60 months, plus $3,000 in bonus cash on the 2023 Mustang Mach-E. Or you can lease one for $449 a month. And we've also got 23 Bronco Sports for $399 a month. These are 36-month leases with $5,271 on Mach-E, $3,709 on Bronco Sport due at signing. Zero security deposit, just tax tag title, and your good credit. These offers end September 4th. Call 539-9441 for complete details. Come on in today. Woody Anderson Ford, hope to see you soon.
The kitchen is the heart of any home. It's where the family gathers. It's where kids discover old recipes and make them their own. Just starting out or just now getting started on the dream kitchen you've always wanted?
I'm Chris Haygood, and from all of us here at Bob Wallace Appliance to the home builders and the homeowners of the Huntsville area, a heartfelt thank you for buying local. We're in Huntsville, Florence, and Coleman, and online at bobwallaceappliance.com.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or log on bhhsriserealestate.com.
Our customers trust us not only to find the right hardware, but to advise them on the technology that makes them more efficient.
My Next Level team researches and discovers real solutions. Check-in software, HR, digital signature, and workflow software. It saves you money immediately. We hold your hand and stay with you through the transition.
We're taking our customers to the next level in business process automation.
Thom Abraham here for my friends at Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall is the ultimate shopping experience for Alabama and Auburn fans. Located right here in Huntsville, come shop the best selection of officially licensed apparel, hats, Yeti, accessories, and gifts. Whether you're heading to the spring game or shopping graduation gifts or just love to show your school pride daily, come see us at Alumni Hall. University students, faculty, and military receive 10% off in store, and you can earn cash back with our Hall Pass rewards. Alumni Hall, located in Bridge Street Shopping Center, or shop anytime at alumnihall.com.
Chapman Commercial Realty, your source for Alabama commercial real estate. Chapman Commercial Realty has the experience and expertise you're looking for when making commercial real estate decisions. If it's office space, retail space, investment property, or project development, Chapman Commercial Realty is your answer. Call Bill Chapman today at 256-656-8413. That's 256-656-8413. Or find them online at chapmancommercialrealty.com.
Not looking or feeling your best? No energy for the things you like to do? Ready to look and feel younger? Make your appointment at Advanced Life Clinic, one of the region's foremost destinations for patients interested in looking and feeling their best. Specializing in advanced laser treatments and weight loss, male and female rejuvenation to offset the effects of aging, and more. See how Advanced Life Clinic can help you enjoy your life again. Call 256-882-6555 or log on advancedlifeclinic.com.
This segment of The Drive is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, located online at woodyAndersonFord.com with 2 locations, Hughes Road in Madison and Jordan Lane in Huntsville.
Back here on The Drive, along with Wes Neighbors, Steve Moulton back here with you. College football right around the corner. In fact, week 0, I know we're all jonesing for week 0, is next Saturday with Vanderbilt taking on Hawaii. So who better to help break it down than Coach Jerry Glanville, who joins us right now. How are you, Coach?
I'm fantastic. How was that SEC meeting?
We missed you.
We missed you, Coach.
Well, I had good questions, and nobody got to get them, you know? But I think they wouldn't have liked my questions anyway, would they?
Well, actually, where we were positioned was right next to where Marty and McGee taped all their coaches' interviews. I think you would have had a blast because almost every coach sat in this little doorway right next to our table on Radio Row.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I got some questions from you.
Okay.
I'm looking at Mississippi State running a 3-3 stack. And Wes, I'm wondering why they're sending the outside backer inside or putting the end inside and the backers outside. And the nose is looping which way where the ends are going. And I can't believe the SEC isn't just stepping and taking what comes to them. Are they going to be able to block that 3-3 this year? It's not a mystery.
You know, Tennessee, what they do, if you line up in a 3-man front, they're just going to run the ball.
Yeah.
On first and second down.
Yeah.
You're in 3-man front, they're going to run the ball. They're checking right to it, and they're going to run 2 or 3 different, either running right at the nose and going to go off the nose, or going off tackle the one way or the other, whichever way is the weak side, and they're going to just try to mash it and kick it out, and there you go, off to the races.
Well, what's got me surprised is that they just don't, you and me guard and tackle, and we'll get we're all stepping, and whoever shows up will block, and they're chasing a butterfly, and somebody else is coming in there.
That's true. Yeah, 3-man front is works for some of these read options and everything, but not for a traditional running. I mean, Tennessee ate it up. Alabama went to a 3-man line. And they had to get out of it because they were just getting eat up by Tennessee.
And Alabama is going to make a big comeback this year. And they're probably going to offered me and Wes a job over there to come get him right. And Wes will probably take it, and I'll probably hold out for another couple of dollars.
Oh, man. This
You telling me you're going to turn down an offer from Nick Saban, Coach?
No, in fact, I wouldn't turn down a phone call. I think he lost my number. Haven't heard from him.
How's the knee doing, Coach?
It's a miracle. It's an absolute miracle. Tell anybody that's going to knee replacement to try knee gel. It's like a brand new, in fact, I think now if we were playing up next to the library, I'd make you give me the ball. We'd be running toss sweep. It hadn't felt this good, I'm not joking now, since 1960.
Wow. And that's
great.
And he put that gel in there, and then I messed up. I coached that day three high school secondaries. I wasn't supposed to be on until Saturday. Well, Thursday I had to go do this, and I was on it for 7 hours. I said, I screwed this thing up because it really, really hurt. Because I wasn't supposed to get on until Saturday, and I was on Thursday. If I'd have done one, Wes, or Steve, 2, but I did 3. And I got a kick out of it. You died laughing. I wrote everybody. I coached a kid 3 days ago that was 14 years old. And last year I was coaching a guy who was 41. So, man, I'm blessed.
That is, Coach. So there's somebody 41 on y'all's team last year?
Yeah, he was old backup center that I had at Houston, and I thought if I got him there, we could ride around in Mobile in that police car. Well, Woody Ford took the police car away from him because he didn't make his payment. I'm not mentioning any names.
41, you said.
41 would
41, you said.
Yeah, I only missed that by 18 years.
You're not that old, Wes. I knew you when you were a puppy.
I know it.
And in fact, you were the only you were pick of the litter of all the puppies.
Yep, Coach. That was a long time ago.
It was a few snaps.
Yeah, a few snaps ago. There's no question
We've
about
broke
that.
a few huddles since then.
Oh,
Well,
man.
here's my second thing. What are they going to do to Tennessee? 2 receivers below the numbers on both sides. They still don't know how to play it.
You're so right about that. I thought you came up with the way to do it. Is you got to banjo it and stuff the guy on the inside, keep him from coming in the slant.
Well, see what I was going to do. If the ball's on the hatch, then I'm playing a combo. I'm playing a strong safety to the field, and the free safety is going to key 2. And if 2 goes vertical, he'll take him. But if he breaks flat, he'll rob 1. But I decided if the ball's in the middle of the field, and Tennessee does that, I'm going to play cover 1 with a rat and a robber. And nobody's doing that right now.
There are a lot of people trying to figure out how to play Tennessee right now. There's no question about that.
Well, and I think that makes it fun. But, if you get somebody to hire us, we'll go over and shut them out.
It's going to be interesting what they do to Joe Moulton and how accurate he can be.
Versus Hendon Hooker.
Hendon Hooker was so accurate last year.
Yes.
I mean, because you say with guys wide open, he's hitting guys in stride.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's huge.
And he didn't throw picks. That's the big
exactly.
thing.
Doesn't turn the ball over. Absolutely.
If you play like they play and you throw picks, it's not a big deal anymore. And Hooker, it's funny. Us 3, when Hooker was a junior, told everybody he was the best guy playing. And then when he got to be a senior, everybody started listening. That's the first time the 3 of us been right.
So
A lot of
How is
expectations.
Hooker doing right now in camp? Have you read anything about him?
I don't know.
Well, he's not taking part, and I think it's he went to the Detroit Lions, which is sort of like the end of your career. But they got a quarterback that can play. Remember, they got him from the Rams. He played out there in California, and they don't have to play him right away. So they're really doing like a redshirt year with him, which I think is great. Which tells you, which tells you that the NFL has changed a little bit. The NFL is looking for the final product, the instant guy, and the CFL looks for a guy that they can develop. And I think I respect Detroit for taking this guy and taking time to develop, bring his knee back.
Well, there's another Lion with some ties to the Crimson Tide, and that's Jahmyr Gibbs. And at least from what I'm watching and hearing from the NFL Network coach, there is some lofty expectations for his first year.
Oh, that's nice. What about? It's kind of funny. I did the big show. I did 2.5 hour interview with NBC on the change of black quarterbacks in the NFL. You're gonna love the show. And they interviewed all these different people. For some reason, they had me. Well, of course, when Wes was with me, we had Warren Moon, and I told him Warren Moon, was different than what people were looking for. So it's going to be a heck of a show. Watch for that to come out. Probably be out, Wes, right after your Ford rushed away. You got any rust on that Ford? You've been in the South. You're okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Well,
just watch it when you come back from Florida. Yeah.
I think you two need to come up here about twice. Look around these cars, man. They look like somebody took them to the woodshed, give them a whip, and they got rust all over them.
That's from all that ice on the roads.
Well, it's the salt. The ice don't hurt them. It's the salt. But I want to tell everybody, if your knees are sore, get a Dr. Kane shot, and then get a gel shot before you do any foolish thing like a knee replacement or surgery, because it's like a miracle. Now, it's expensive.
Well, it's hard to argue that.
Well, it feels like breathing is expensive right now, Coach. Everything's expensive.
Well, this, and I got to say this, when I was in Houston, Wes started this inflation. He did.
I knew there was someone to blame.
Well, I offered him $3,800 signing bonus. He says, I need $4,000, and I'm not coming. I gave it to him.
Man, Coach.
I didn't know he was going to buy a police car.
I already had the police car. So I remember getting my signing bonus to this day. I couldn't believe it. When just having your own checking account and money in it, it just felt.
Oh, it's awesome, man.
Yeah. I mean, I was in a, I literally graduated from college and flew to Houston.
I thought you went to Alabama.
Yeah.
Oh, you're the one that graduated.
You're the one that
graduated. I knew I'd meet that guy.
That's good.
Oh, man. And they put me up in some hotel downtown. Yeah. For like 4 or 5 days and, or 2 weeks. I forget how long it was. Anyway. But, hey, so, Coach, who do you see breaking of the rookie quarterbacks? Do you see any of them making the playoffs?
Wow. I think that'd be tough. I really do. Very hard to look out there and see that happening. And I liked what who's the head coach at Ole Miss? What's his name?
Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, I like what he said. He felt bad for Bryce getting drafted number 1 and going to the NFL and having to take a cut in pay. I thought that was an unusual statement. He made so much at Alabama that he's got to play for less money.
Did we ever figure out how much he made last year, Steve?
$3.5 million.
$3.5 billion.
That's unbelievable. That young back, now he's good. But what's amazing is he made more money in football than me and Wes have all these years we've been doing it.
It's no question about that. And it's unbelievable that he made that much money in college.
Well, he did also the first year that he was at Alabama, coach. He mentioned that he would Uber Eats, that he would take food to people, and sometimes some people would tip more generous than others.
Yeah, he was DoorDash.
That's what it was.
But nobody knew who he was. He would only take
incognito.
He would only do ones that were drop off. He wouldn't do ones that he had to actually go in and hand it to anybody. So nobody ever recognized him.
Wow, he did better than me. I did that DoorDash, and the highest tip I got was 25 cents. So I don't know what the heck I was doing wrong.
Right, was that when you were a hilltopper there at Western Kentucky?
I think that was Dine and Dash y'all were doing, Coach.
I knew it was something like that. Hey, when I was at Western Kentucky, I was the special teams coach, the defensive coordinator, coached 11 positions, and was the main recruiter. And I made $125 a month.
Excuse me?
And I wasn't good at saving, Wes, so the first 2 weeks, me and my girlfriends, we ate big, ate large, partied hard. In the last 2 weeks, I was looking for a can of food from anybody.
I noticed that wasn't singular, that was plural on the end of that sentence.
So I remember Coach Tuberville telling me when he was first coaching at Miami, and Coach Ogeron was living with him and was his GA.
Yeah.
And they'd literally go to Kentucky Fried Chicken every night and get a
5-piece meal.
A 5-piece meal, and he says, I always got 3 pieces. That's what Coach Tuberville said. They'd wrestle over the last piece of chicken.
Well, who was my roommate at Western Kentucky when I was making $125?
Joe Bugle.
Oh, you're too smart. You take the fun right out of the store. It was Joe Bugle. How about that?
So,
and for you people listening, Joe Bugle became the head coach of the Cardinals and the Raiders. And him and I were living in a log cabin with no indoor plumbing and no heat. But we had electricity. So we both had an electric blanket with extension cord in the winter, and we keep it up to number 10.
So what people don't realize is these coaches are so close because that's how everybody starts.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I remember Connor living with, I'm trying to remember his name. He played fullback at Alabama. They were working for Kiffin down in Boca Raton.
Or Nice Wander.
Who I think he's at Sanford now, or I'm pretty sure in Birmingham. But Nice Wander and Connor lived together, and they had 3 people sleeping either on their couch or their floors that were whatever analysts that were just starting out. Now all those guys are spread out coaching. And guess who they'll take care of the rest of their lives? Those guys that let them sleep on their couch, right?
Oh yeah.
You know
How about this? I got a call from an Alabama grad who was the head coach at the New York Giants at the time. He came from the Giants back to Alabama. Ray Perkins, y'all remember him?
Yeah.
And he offered me the job to be the defensive coordinator at the Giants. And I said, I appreciate it. But he goes, well, you got anybody you can recommend? Well, I looked over at my couch, and there was Bill Parcells sleeping on my couch. And I told Ray, I goes, I got a guy for you. Bill Parcells, I think, would help you. He goes, you got any idea where I can find them? I says, give me a couple hours to look them up. I didn't want to tell him he sounded asleep right behind me.
So it's really it's amazing. So when you get into coaching, you start out making nothing, right? If you find room and board, that's good.
Yeah, that's how it is. I'm still at that level. I'm waiting for the next move up.
Coach, that resume is getting rather lengthy.
Well, it's kind of funny. I realize now that when they came to interview me, they called me the godfather of football, and they named everywhere I coached. I've closed down more football leagues than what's ever started. You name the league that's open, and I was there waving goodbye.
So, Coach, if you could go back and coach anywhere one season along your stops, where would you go?
Well, that's a heck of a good question, because I hired Belichick for $10,000, thought I got screwed, and then I hired Saban, paid him $24,000, and knew he wasn't worth it. I'd like to hire them two both back, and I'm trying to save Rossford High School up here and bring them with me to Rossford. Rossford had, in 25 games, went 1-24. And I was coaching. Did I tell you I was coaching a 15-year-old strong safety, and he busted our strong read coverage off the 2-3 read. You know what I'm talking about, Wade. And I fixed him and corrected him, and he busted it again, and I corrected him a little differently. And I said, "How old are you, son?" He says, "Coach, sir, I'm 15." I goes, "Well, if you do that again, you're not going to get to see 16. Well, these kids today don't know how to take coaching like that. You know?
Well, yeah.
But if we win Friday, I'm calling you two up, and you're on full scholarship, and you can take your wife and children for a big bucket of chicken and a bottle of wine, because man, we ain't won but one time in 25 games.
Well,
Isn't that something?
That is something. Are you having fun doing it, though, Coach?
Well, it's different. You got to really cut back, and and they make mental errors, and you just got to keep going. And here's my deal. If they're still making a mental error after 18 days, then throw that out, because they ain't going to get it.
There's some truth to
you
that
taught
now.
me that when we were in Houston. I knew if you didn't have it in 18 days, it wasn't coming.
Sounds like if you don't get it on the NFL level in 18 minutes, there's an issue.
Yeah.
No, you'd be surprised.
No, it's kind of funny. When I went from Georgia Tech, what they could get and understand, and Steve, you know, you were in Atlanta, to Detroit, I had to do less at Detroit, because at Georgia Tech, only meetings we got, you two are going to die. They split their lunch periods up, so I had to do the meeting 3 times with 3 different people out of their lunch period.
What?
And at Georgia Tech, we had no night meetings, weren't allowed to meet. That was Bobby Dodd for academics. And you know what? Those kids were so smart. I could do anything we wanted. And those 3 meetings were identical every day. And when we went out the field, we could play. I went to Detroit. We had better athletes, run faster, bigger, stronger, all that. But I couldn't do a 15-minute meeting. We were meeting 2.5 hours a day.
So when you install a defense, how would that look today versus it maybe 20 years ago, 30 years ago?
It's sad. You made me sad. I think I'll go get in the shower and beat myself up in the shower, because when I look back at what we knew, and we thought we were good, and we played hard, and we did win, what I know today is 15 times more. I can fix a problem now in 8 seconds. Where it's just amazing. I look back when I was a high school coach, because now I'm working with 3 high schools and 3 colleges, and I look at them and I get mad. And my brother said, "Jerry, you didn't know any more than they know now when you were in high school," and he's right. I know so much football now. If I had my old jobs back, I think we'd really be even more successful than we were when I had them, if that makes sense to you.
Well, Coach, I don't know if you saw this latest headline. Georgia Tech just renamed the field. It is no longer his historic Grant Field anymore at Bobby Dodd Stadium. It's Bobby Dodd Stadium at Hyundai Field in downtown Atlanta. That just makes me want to throw up. It's all about getting that, for that name, what they get. They announced it $5 million, or, it's all the price of the stadium. $55 million.
Oh, hell.
$5 million a year for 11 years.
Yeah.
Hell, I'd Hyundai it all the way to work. Hell, I was mad, because I thought it got $55 million. They could come name my house.
That historic Jerry Glanville
he was about to get mad. Now, now he wants a piece of action.
All of a sudden, he's on speed dial at the institution there.
Unfortunately, I grew up in Detroit City, and they're anti Japanese cars. I think Hyundai's Japanese, or are they something else?
I'm not a car guy.
I think Hyundai's Korean.
Yeah, okay, Korean. But when I was in Detroit, we signed a defensive corner from the state of Washington, and he come in crying. I said, "What the hell is your problem, son? You rookie. You got your signing bonus." He said, "They keyed my car." I said, "Who keyed your car?" He said, "Wherever I park it." I said, "Well, is it a Ford, Chevrolet, or a Dodge?" He goes, "Neither one." I goes, "Hell yes, they're going to key it." The big dream, you didn't drive into Detroit with a Hyundai.
Well.
In fact, they didn't even have such a thing as a Hyundai then. But
so are they going to roll a Hyundai instead of that Model T like they have done for so many years?
How about here comes a 1929 Ford is the Rambling Wreck from Georgia Tech.
That's right.
They'll probably put, how about this, with the way the world's going, they'll have a Hyundai electric engine in there.
That sounds about
now,
right.
You all remember Bud Carson when he was at Georgia Tech?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we went up to play Notre Dame at Notre Dame. You're going to love this. And they're pretty good. I think they're probably number 1 in the nation. Had a quarterback named Joe Theismann. Remember him?
Thiesman.
Yeah, Thiesmann. Had a guy named Thiesmann.
That's right.
And we rolled up there, and they came in. They said, "Coach, we need to talk to you." He goes, "Okay, talk." He said, with the rain and all, you cannot come out with the 1929 Ford. We're not letting that on the field. Ooh. He goes, "No, wait a minute. You're telling me we're not going to come out behind the Rambling Wreck?" He goes, "We're not letting it on the field. Hey, guys, get changed. Get back in your street clothes. We're going back. We're going home. We'll see you next year." And the guy says, "No, wait a minute. You mean you're not going to play us?" He goes, "Not with what you just said." He goes, "Okay, here's the next version. When you come out the tunnel, take a hard left and stay over there by the bench." And that was Bud Carson. Do you think he screwed around? So we came out with the Rambling Wreck. They were averaging 42 points a game, number 1 in the nation. Steve remembers this. And they threw a Hail Mary to beat us 7-3.
Jeez.
And it was kind of funny. People said, "What the hell happened when Notre Dame beat you 7-3?" Do you remember what I told them, Steve?
What's that?
I said, "I'll be damned, our goalie died."
So what is?
But we took the Heisman Trophy away from him in that game because he was the lock for the Heisman Trophy until they found out they couldn't score on the Rambling Wreck.
Yeah, Joe changed his name to Theismann to rhyme with Heisman. So
I actually spent a lot of time with him. He went in the College Hall of Fame the same year as my father did.
Really?
Yeah. So all the different things we had, it was a lot of fun.
It's a great helmet game, Georgia Tech and Notre Dame. That's a great helmet game.
Well, it was funny. I got the coach again. He went to Canada, then he came back with the Redskins. And by the time he came back to the Redskins, I was the coach of the Houston Oilers. And we went to the Redskins. You two will get a smile, to play him, and he was having a great year. And only Jerry Glanville, we ran the same defense in Washington as we did in Notre Dame years ago, and he still couldn't crack it.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Oh, well,
I got that defense hit out. When West gets me a job of going against Tennessee, we're going to be the first guys to stop.
sounds like a plan. Well,
if they do what they did to Alabama this year, as they did last year, I don't think we're going to have trouble getting a job.
Yeah, that's for sure. And you two are too young. The offense that we're all enamored with, of course, was run at Baylor before Tennessee. And how about this? I coached against SMU's Hayden Fry's team at Georgia Tech. And Hayden Fry was going through the Southwest Conference 50 points a game. And Hayden Fry was, I think they made that TV show after him, the coach, remember?
That's right, yeah. Yeah.
And he had a real good quarterback, can't remember it. And he came into Georgia Tech to play us, and they're rated at the top. And we upset and we beat them. And I'm in the home showering, and Hayden Fry walks into the shower with all his clothes on. He goes, "I'm looking for Jerry Glanville." And I said, "That's me, Coach." And he goes, "I want to know how you beat us, because no one's ever stopped us like that. I want you to tell me." I said, "Well, Coach, we were just lucky. We had the right call at the." He goes, No. It's not luck. I want to know how you beat us." And I said, "Well, Coach, if I do, you'll be mad." He goes, "Tell me." I said, "You were the main speaker for Bear Bryant at the Alabama Clinic for 6,000 high school coaches." He goes, "Yes. I was in the third row taking notes." And he, at the clinic, he said, in the I formation, we block like this, and when we go split backs, we block like this. And if I'm a single back, we're blocking like this. Well, the whole game, you two will die. Here was my calls for the Georgia Tech defense. Blitz the formation. And so when he ran out by, I was coming double out. I had two men outside the slide protection. And when he went to split, the team would call. And we didn't know if they were going to be Irish split till they lined up, so I couldn't call the defense. And when he went split, I went double Mickey, where the nose and the end were in the ET, and the two backers robbing a crisscrossing off the guard. It was a butt kicking. And you know what he told me years later?
What's that?
I never spoke at another clinic.
You know, that same thing happened to Mal Moore at when Alabama played, I think it was Rutgers, and they won the game but had trouble. And when Mal, after the game, realized that they had a fake high school clinic that he had spoken to, when he went and shook all the coaches' hands, he recognized them from the clinic.
That's awesome. See, my rule when I had Nick Saban, he wasn't allowed to speak at a clinic. He wasn't allowed to be with anybody, talk to anybody about what we did. And Parcells had the same rule with Belichick, and those two against Belichick against Parcells and me, knowing that they snuck off and talked and had a clinic with each other.
I think they still do.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, I wouldn't let my guys tell anybody what we were doing because of how I had been able to beat people in a clinic. Now, Bear asked me to speak at his clinic one year. Coach Brian asked me to be the big speaker, and we had beaten Michigan State that year, who had Eric the Flea Allen in the wishbone. Remember the wishbone? And Alabama was running the wishbone. And so I don't know how they decided to have me over there and how to stop the wishbone. So all of a sudden this place is packed, great big, huge doors behind, like 22-foot high doors in this, wherever we were speaking. And, you know, Coach Brian, he goes, Coach Jerry Glenn was going to talk on how to defend the wishbone. But at this same time, one floor down, we have free beer and pizza. Well, that room emptied. I talked to 3 people. Those doors opened up, and those coaches ran out. You tell coaches in high school there's free beer and pizza, you ain't got no.
No, it's over then. You're right about that.
He gave me all the money to come over there, and then gave free beer and pizza, so nobody knew how to stop the wishbone. Because of course he was running the wishbone.
Well, Coach, we are right up against a break. I can't thank you enough.
Thanks so much. It's good to hear you're doing well.
Yes.
Look forward to seeing you.
I'm excited that you two haven't been fired, because this is the only radio station calling me.
Well, get used to it. I'll give you a ring.
You two are the best.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
See you soon.
Let's go take a timeout. That was great stuff from Coach Jerry Glenn. But we'll be back.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman, or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Do you want your next party to be something you'll remember? Then head on down to Flosa Premier to book your next big bash. Birthday? Corporate meeting? Maybe just a family reunion so you can get your cousin Kyle back into the basketball court so you can beat him at basketball. I don't have no idea. Flow is fun for all ages looking for high-flying excitement, arcade fun, and tasty snacks to satisfy your hunger. Whether you have 10 friends or 25, Flow is jam-packed with something fun for everyone. Get jumping with Flow off South Parkway in Drake, or head over to flowhuntsville.com to book your next party now.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard. It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Are you in the market for a recreational vehicle? Do you want to get out and see more of this beautiful country? Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones enjoying gooey s'mores by a cozy campfire and making lasting memories with your friends and family from the comfort of a new camper. We can make your dreams come true at Hall's RV. With over 15 years in the camping business, we know how to get our customers into the perfect camper. We have several models and floor plans here for you to choose from, both new and used. We're family owned and operated with fantastic deals and great service. Everyone wants to work with people they can trust, so come on down to Hall's RV and get the deal of a lifetime. We'll treat you right and get you on the road in the camper of your dreams. Visit us on Highway 431 in Albertville. Hall's RVs, where we sell fun. Or see us on the web at www.hallsrvsales.com.
Thom Abraham here from my friend Brian Hamaker and his team at North Alabama Mortgage. Look, buying a home is the biggest purchase you will make in your life, and it can be a bit intimidating, so you want people that can help walk you through the mortgage process and get you the best deal possible. That's what North Alabama Mortgage does, and they do it in Alabama, Tennessee, and Florida, from first-time purchases to refis, conventional, VA, FHA, and USDA loans. They have the solution at North Alabama Mortgage. Visit NorthAlabamaMortgage.com to learn more. That's NorthAlabamaMortgage.com.
It will be a cool and quiet Wednesday night here across the Tennessee Valley. A mostly clear sky going to be expected. Low temperatures only going to fall into the low 60s heading into the overnight. Patchy fog could develop sometime throughout the overnight as well. We'll have to watch for that Thursday morning for your commute. Otherwise, we'll see plenty of sunshine throughout the day on Thursday. High temperatures going to be topping out in the mid-80s, and it looks like we'll see another dry day. I'm meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Your home of the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
You chill out when you're supposed to chill out. You work when you're supposed to work. You don't chill out when you're supposed to be working.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
I see what you did there. Very nice. Back here on the drive, boy, Jerry Glanville, always a fun conversation. But when he's in a mood and you kind of egg him on a little bit, boy, that was gold. That was fantastic stuff there from Coach Jerry Glanville. We're walking you up to Braves baseball tonight. And the Braves now 12.5 game lead in the NL East as the Filthies, I believe, lost yesterday. And the Yankees, they're now at 500. They are 60-60 on the season, 14 games back of first place. First time they've been at 500 this late in the year since 1995, have the New York Yankees. And if anything, that shows the sustained success that the Yankees have been in. It's incredible, the sustained success that the Yankees have had. But we'll have Braves and Yankees for you coming up later on this evening. If you haven't, you need to download our app. Just search 977 ESPN in your Google Marketplace or your Apple Store. You're going to need it, because beginning next Friday, there are some Fridays that we are going to have 5 high school games going on at the same time. But it all begins next Friday, so go ahead and download that app. Or you could head over to the website, 977ESPN.com, click on Channels, and all of our channels are available to you there on the website as well. It's just easier on your tablet or on your cell phone to just download the app. So download the app. That way you also have easier access to our zone deals as well. Our latest zone deal is Full Moon Barbecue coming up on Friday. That gets everybody's attention. Sports Center update. We'll be right back.
You're starting to see more and more of them on the road in Huntsville, Madison, and North Alabama. And we've got them in stock, on the ground, ready for you to test drive. Hi, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and I'm talking about the all-electric Mustang Mach-E. Come experience the torque, exhilaration, and technology of our all-electric 2023 Mach-E, and you'll see why folks are leasing and buying them as fast as we can get them. And that's not to mention you may qualify for a $7,500 tax credit. Woody Anderson Ford is offering financing as low as 2.9% for 60 months, plus $3,000 in bonus cash on the 2023 Mustang Mach-E. Or you can lease one for $449 a month. And we've also got 23 Bronco Sports for $399 a month. These are 36-month leases with $5,271 on Mach-E, $3,709 on Bronco Sport due at signing. 0 security deposit, just tax tag title, and your good credit. These offers end September 4th. Call 539-9441 for complete details. Come on in today. Woody Anderson Ford, hope to see you soon.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is Sports
I'm
Center.
coming with your breaking news right now. For news first reported by 90 Minutes, confirmed by ESPN, Vladko Androvsky, the manager of the United States women's national team, has stepped down. He has resigned as the head coach of the U.S. women's national team, which had the run at the Women's World Cup in the round of 16 come to an end at the hands of Sweden. They failed to make it past the round of 16, the earliest exit from the competition in history. Vladko Androvsky, the manager of the United States women's national team, has resigned, according to ESPN, and first reported by 90 Minutes. Major League Baseball today. The Tampa Bay Rays get home runs from the Lowe brothers, Brandon and Josh. 6-1 win over San Francisco. That means Tampa Bay 2.5 back of Baltimore to start the night in the chase for the top spot in the American League East. Baltimore's West Coast road trip will continue in San Diego. Tigers an 8-7 win over the Minnesota Twins. Mets pick up an 8-3 victory over the Pirates. Pete Alonso at home run number 36. In progress right now for the Miami Marlins, Jesus Luzardo, he recorded 1 out, and he gave up 3 home runs in the top of the first inning to the Houston Astros. Alex Bregman and Kyle Tucker go back-to-back. Chas McCormick had a 2-run shot. Houston plates 5 runs on the board at the top of the first inning in Miami. Astros have a 5-0 lead. They start the night as the number 2 wild card team, 3.5 back of the Texas Rangers. Rangers and Angels still to come. Bottom of the hour, the Braves and the Yankees. New York is 60-60 on the season. They haven't been a game under 500 this late in the year since September of 1995.
Coming up on Thursday, have the New York Giants closed the gap on the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys? Are they finally ready to be real contenders again? Me and Ian Fitzsimmons will answer that and more Thursday at 6 a.m. Eastern Time. ESPN Radio, ESPN App, and ESPN2.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll. And I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
I realize hour number 1 was kind of guest heavy, but very entertaining. If you'd like to hop aboard, we'd like to hear from you right now. 256-576-4977, 256-576-4977. Scrimmage number 2 in the books in Knoxville. Josh Heupel says more cleanup is necessary.
Some of it is. The first scrimmage, in all reality, was probably a little cleaner than today's, but it was just operationally off the sideline, play clock, getting things settled as we get out there on the field, first play of a drive. I'm not worried about where we're at. We're pretty intentional on working those things during practice. I thought today could have been cleaner, but it wasn't just one guy. It was all of us just need to be a little bit cleaner.
A lot has been discussed on the Vols running game during this fall camp, and it makes me think, well, we played, at least I played for you, what Coach Heupel had to say about Jalen Wright at the tailback position for the University of Tennessee, but the run game in general from the Vol head coach.
Yeah, we'll be able to see more as you go back and watch it with all the bodies, and the moving parts up front. I thought at times we're really efficient and effective. There's some things that are unique within our run game that I thought, our guys handled really well. Some of that in our pull schemes. I thought the backs did a really good job of pressing, making cuts, some of that coming out the back door. We managed the load of, the guys that you've seen play a lot of football here. A lot of our young backs got a lot of work today. I thought they handled and operated better than they did in the first scrimmage as they continue to get comfortable in how we play.
Coach Heupel did confirm today that Tyree Weathersby is going to miss the entire season. He is a freshman defensive lineman. And also a further injury update from Coach.
Weathersby will be out for the year. Deshaun is not out for the year, but will be out for an extended period of time, probably a couple months.
That is Deshaun Bishop, the freshman running back that Coach is speaking about right there, who is not done for the year, but probably out a couple of months right there. Just something to keep an eye on. Brian Kelly also spoke to the media earlier today. The quarterback room was brought up, and, it's no great secret who is leading this quarterback room. That is Jaden Daniels, but there is a Nussmeier down there as well.
Well, we really think, that it's important to develop all of our quarterbacks at all times, right? I think that's a given. And sometimes, you go to camp and you start to work on game plan too quickly. I think we've done a really good job with Daniels and Nussmeier and continue to work. And I think Joe's done a really nice job of staying focused on their technical development. And I like where they've gone in terms of that development at the quarterback position. And Ricky's got to continue to develop because, kind of what you said is that when you only have 3 quarterbacks on scholarship, that third quarterback is so crucial for you in his development. So I'd say that I'm really pleased with the development of Daniels and Nussmeier, and Ricky is we're really pushing him hard to continue, his trajectory, because when you have just 3, he's in the mix, right? So these next 5 days are going to be really big for him.
So that goes right into depth, and this is the other story that's not getting as bright of a spotlight on of what the portal has done to certain teams of depleting some rosters' depth, and we'll see what happens here at LSU, but a lot on the shoulders of Jaden Daniels as they get ready for Florida State and Orlando to start off the season. Depth chart was also brought up, Wes. The dreaded depth chart was brought up to Brian Kelly, not Nick Saban. But here's what Coach Kelly had to say on releasing a depth chart maybe too early in a camp.
We've purposely not put out one. Like if you went into our locker room, we don't have a depth chart. My experience is once you put up a depth chart, you can go one of 2 ways. You can become really selfish or really upset. And I just kind of stay away from them. And we just kind of let them go out and compete every day, It's going to take care of itself, when we get to the season. I just think that, the running back room itself, we know you can't play 8 guys. I just think that experience versus inexperience is going to win out in that room. And that'll take care of itself.
So a little insight there on the running back room.
Well, so it's a very fluent thing, too. I believe in depth charts. And posting them. I always liked it when they put guys are competing, they'd put "and" beside it.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
So you could see when people were close.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see it. They would have 2 guys They list it. Coach Bryant put up a depth chart every day, and you never knew where you were going to be on it. Sometimes he'd test you.
You told me you were 7th string? Or?
Yeah, 7th, yeah. I was 6th or 7th.
I can't.
Yeah, I think I was 6th string.
I think I knocked you down.
I think they only had one walk-on under me. Yeah, my first day, the 7th, they moved me. I'd been first string linebacker. Yeah. But I wouldn't have been probably at the end of the
you think?
Yeah.
In that linebacker room?
Yeah,
you
that's
think?
pretty good. I mean, I don't think I was a bad linebacker, as not as bad as Kroom said, right?
Yeah, we've heard that plenty, haven't we?
Yeah.
Are you looking at me like time to refresh that when they're Moulton?
No.
It's a great answer from
yeah,
Coach
well,
Kroom.
man, he just stuck it right in it, yeah.
He really did.
I was playing the right position, no question.
Bryce is on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Appreciate you calling in. Bryce, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Did you tell Wes about what I said about your buddy Jeff from the Borough?
Oh, Jeff from the Borough. Yeah, he only calls when his Geritol runs out.
Yeah.
Or when he's tired of listening to Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Hey, guys, that was a great interview yesterday with Coach Nutt and with Jerry Glanville. Glanville cracks me up.
He's great, isn't he?
Yeah, he's hilarious, man.
He's hilarious, But he's been around a lot of football, He
does,
Oh,
and I think it's right. It's just with everything, as you get older, things become more clear, especially when you've been doing something for a long, long time. And you think about, hey, if I'd done this, if I'd done that, in every business, not just in football.
I noticed he really didn't answer your question. I loved the question of if you could go back and coach one team. I know he went to the Oiler days.
Yeah, but I think he, as far as the way the people of Atlanta treated him and the fact that he was in their top 10 list of all time.
He's loved in Atlanta.
Yeah, so I think that it would be in Atlanta. I mean, they had a chance to be
Falcons
really good
were
a couple times.
Joke before he showed up.
He showed up, yeah.
And I realized Lehman Bennett was successful for a minute, but still, that franchise was a joke for a long time.
Well, I mean, he made them relevant again. I just wish he got, there a couple. I mean, so offensively, I think my rookie year, we tricked ourselves into losing against. We did some stupid things on offense when we played Denver, and they beat us in the playoffs, and that was a really good football team. Was
that guy named Elway in Denver?
He was there, yeah, but the defense is what they had a good team. They had a good team, but we had a really good team too. So,
hey guys, when I was living in Dallas, when Nutt was in Arkansas, he's from Fordyce. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh yeah, we discussed that yesterday. The lineage of Arkansas coaches.
Well, I had a rumor going around that he was Bear Bryant's illegitimate child. Had people believing that. Well, I'm kind of guy. I'm real convinced of what I want to be. People believe in that because of the way he coached and everything. Said, yeah, that's Bear Bryant's illegitimate son. I had a lot of people believing that in Dallas. We'd go to the watching party and stuff like that. And I was lucky. I got to meet people like Leroy Jordan at the watching party. Oh, Leroy just come up. Hey, I'm Leroy Jordan. Just shake your hand and know he's from Adams House Cat. He's just that kind of guy.
He had a handshake too, though, did he?
He has.
Yeah.
He's a big old handshake. I got a picture made with him at one of those, and I got to hang it on the wall. And I had one of me and him and another of my friend. I cut the other guy out, and I put Leroy Jordan on my. I lost it. It's like Facebook business. I can't think of what it's called right now, but I had him on it. Leroy Jordan. LinkedIn. LinkedIn. I had a picture of me and him when I cut my buddy out. I really enjoyed Nut yesterday. He's just down to earth, and so is Glanville. You know, he just tell you like it is. But I told Steve when you were gone the other day, Wes, that Jeff from the Bureau is the kind of guy that you want to like walk up to and just witch slap him, you know, because he just gets on your nerves so bad. You know,
sometimes Jeff brings a lot, sometimes he doesn't.
Yeah.
I just but I get what you're saying, and
we encourage everybody to call.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Nobody but.
Yeah, I like positive phone calls the best. Yeah.
Yeah. He's always I've never heard him call and not say nothing about Kentucky basketball.
Well, there hadn't been really much to write home about the last couple of years.
Well, they were good like in the 50s and 60s and 70s, early 80s. You know?
All right, Anthony Davis did lead them to a national championship, so.
He did.
Yes.
But, guys, another thing, what was real funny, you know, when I was down there to see Kentucky get beaten right out of that tournament, when I went to the SEC tournament and Alabama just smoked everybody, it was funny to see all that blue leaving.
Bryce, are you just right now trying to egg on Jeff to pick up the phone? I
hope so. You want to let me and him go one-on-one.
Oh, see, we don't do phoner feuds. That's a fine bomb thing. We're going to let Paul have that. He's cornered the market on that.
I have one of those, then, will I? I gave up on him when he started talking bad about the basketball player Miller. I mean, I was done with him after that, and I hadn't called or listened to him since.
The worst call was when Acuna got hurt.
Yeah,
he was celebrating when Acuna. That was a couple years ago. That
was.
So I don't like calls like that either. But I do when Jeff really sometimes brings some really good stuff and stuff that makes me look up stuff. Like he called talking about how Stanford wins that trophy every year. So I started looking into that trophy, and they just take the top 10 sports and Stanford does more than anybody else. They do 35 sports. It can be a club level sport, and that's how you can still win the trophy with a club level sport. They don't include football. They can include it. You can, but Stanford never does. But you have to do men's basketball, women's basketball, and women's volleyball, and men's. I said men's baseball. There's one other sport. Anyway, there are 4 sports, and the rest of them you can choose from your best finishes. Well, heck, if you're playing a club level sport and nobody else is playing, and you're just playing 10 other teams, you're going to be in the top 10. So that's how they win that trophy every year. It's kind of a farce, really.
Okay.
But I wouldn't have known that if Jeff hadn't have called saying that the Pac-12 had the best teams because they win that trophy every year. Yeah.
I sure was hated I missed that. But anyway, have y'all watched the Johnny football?
No, I have not. I still have not. No.
Well, guys, it just, they try to make out that Johnny's football's family didn't have any money. Anybody that's lived in Texas and knows about East Texas in the 30s and 40s, they had some of the biggest oil strikes there was. They were worth $20 million back in the 30s and 40s. So we know what kind of money that adds up to today. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think he was poor anyway.
Thank you, Bryce.
Thank you, Bryce, for calling.
By the way, I did look up on that subject a while back. Schools that have the most sports teams under their umbrella. It's not Stanford.
Ohio State.
It's not Ohio State. Stanford and Ohio State each have 36 teams or clubs. The school that has the most teams or clubs is Harvard. Harvard has 42. Well, I mean, you can only row. I mean, you can only have crew.
Man, somebody tell me what the 42 sports are.
42 sports at Harvard.
42 sports.
By the way, USC has 30, Michigan has 30, North Carolina has 28. Further down, Alabama has 21, Georgia has 21, Oklahoma has 21, Texas A&M has 20, Tennessee has 20, Baylor has 19. So, there you go. That is from the NCAA webpage of sports teams. Because I was honestly curious about, so Harvard, the Crimson leads the way.
How
Say
many,
that again?
There's two types of rowing at Harvard.
Oh, there's two types of rowing.
Lightweight and heavyweight.
Well, we all know that.
Oh, really?
Lightweight.
They don't got underwater rowing?
For men and women. So that's 4 right there.
There it is. Title IX.
They've also got field hockey and fencing.
There you go.
Ice hockey. Rugby.
Dueling. They still duel up there?
Fencing. Yeah.
They got 40.
Sailing.
Sailing.
Really? That's a sport?
Something called squash.
You remember when Ted Turner was big into the America's Cup?
Well,
yeah.
I know that, but still, that's a college sport. I haven't seen. Anyway.
They've got something called squash, too.
Yeah, squash. Yeah,
I've never played squash.
I've watched it play. It's interesting. It's like racquetball, kind of. Yeah.
Racquetball looks like a hot mess to me.
Racquetball's easy. Racquetball's fun. I used to play all the time.
Just looks like you're trying to... Anyway. Let's go ahead and take a timeout. We'll join Braves baseball on the other side as they are about to throw the first pitch from Charlie Morton right now.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com. You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're buying or selling real estate. With years of local experience, Ann Adams offers buyers in-depth knowledge of the local housing market and will narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in so you can save time when shopping for your new home. If you're ready to sell, Ann offers a seamless process using accurate pricing and expert negotiation skills to make sure you get a fair price for your home. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2620.